Thursday, we took a look at GOP primary races for the Montana State Legislature, and today we're going to be looking at Democratic candidates and what they want to do differently after a tough election season in 2020.
I'm a progressive, and I'm probably the most progressive Democrat in this primary, honestly. But I know that we have got to go and talk with the Republicans regardless of whether we agree, and we've got to let them know that we're looking for middle ground.
Jacob Torgerson is a student at Helena College and has been a prominent activist for LGBTQ+ and other social issues. He was second to file for House District 81 after Jake Troyer, a longtime Helena resident who owns a strategic consulting company in town. Troyer also served as communications director for the Department of Labor and Industry during the Bullock administration.
I've spoken to thousands of voters across the district, and they're ready for someone who is not extreme, more middle of the road, and wanting to work together and reach across the aisle.
The third candidate is Melissa Romano, Montana's 2018 Teacher of the Year, who twice lost a statewide campaign against Elsie Arntzen for Montana Superintendent of Public Instruction.
You know, we need a leader. House District 81 needs a leader who can bridge the divide and cross that divisiveness that was happening in the last legislative session. We need more of the middle. We need people who can bring people together.
While Torgerson, Troyer, and Romano all want to build coalitions once at the legislature, House District 81 has elected Democratic candidate in every election held in the last 10 years. Whoever wins the primary will have many Democratic voters to count on for the general. The situation is different in House District 23, which covers a large chunk of South Great Falls. In 2020, longtime Democratic legislator Brad Hamlet lost by a 107-vote margin to Representative Scott Kearns, a Republican from Great Falls.
And we were told not to go out in public and talk and shake hands and all that. So the Democratic Party did everything wrong in that campaign.
Hamlet's primary opponent is Melissa Smith, a professional pianist and community organizer. Smith also ran in 2020 for a House seat in Great Falls. She said the pandemic was a major issue, but so was the general attitude toward Democratic candidates.
The national narrative came into Montana and really dominated, and people weren't listening really to what Democrats were saying.
In 2020, every single legislative and statewide Democratic candidate lost in Great Falls and Cascade County, which were both once Democratic strongholds. Between the Senate and the House, Republicans controlled 98 seats during the legislative session. If the GOP gains a total of 100 seats between the two chambers in this next election, the party will have the power to put constitutional amendments to voters. Election officials are expected to mail out primary ballots this week. Stay with MTN News for more coverage of these primary contests ahead of Election Day, June 7th. In Helena, Ashlyn Erbovig, MTN News.